Business Brain, episode 634 for Wednesday, March 26th. Live long and prosper day, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we discuss them, we use them to tune and tweak our business brains so that we can each keep living those charmed lives. Sponsors for this episode, easy for me to say, includes Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period. And then Amoeba Software, making some great Mac audio software that can do local transcriptions. MacAudio.com/brain is where you go to download free trials and save 20% with code BRAIN. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And here in Northern California, I'm Shannon Jean. We always have an official day, but today for me is official first time wearing shorts for 2025. Yeah, because it's going to be 78 degrees here today. Yeah. Some early spring weather. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Nice. Yeah. I have not worn shorts. Did I wear shorts at home? We had a warm spell. I don't think I did. I probably could have. But I wore shorts when I was in Austin for South by Southwest and all that. So,
there you go. Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Hey, but, you know, we're pretty upbeat here, pretty positive, very optimistic. But I want to talk about a horrible customer service experience and see what we can learn from it.
Okay.
How not to. So I had, for years, I had an account, and I'm just going to say who it is, doesn't matter. It's an account with Bluehost. They were, they handled my managing domains that I use. They handled some WordPress sites that I managed, even my own domain at shannonjean.com they handled. Yep. And last year, and I should say they were great for a number of years. And I believe they've since been sold to some sort of private equity thing or something like that.
Probably makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. So last year I had some problems. My sites started getting hacked and it went crazy and I couldn't get fixed. And every time I tried to get help, I was just sold and upsold into some other security thing, but it always fall back on me and they couldn't help me and this and that. It was a terrible experience. So I moved a bunch of my sites off of Bluehost and I went with a new provider, actually a great company called Eversight. They helped me out, fix some stuff in the middle of the night. It was great.
Okay. This all sounds very positive so far.
It's super, super, super. So I had just left my domains there.
Okay.
This was a mistake.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Foreboding. So
that's what yachts are for.
Yes, foreboding. That's it. I like it.
That's a Rocky Horror callback. Well, it's actually a Rocky Horror callback.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And that's foreboding of an episode that we're going to have in a week from today. Yeah. I'll review the new Strange Journey film because it's all about Rocky Horror and it is a fantastic business story, which I didn't realize when I first sat down to watch the movie. But anyway,
it's perfect.
Please
anyway,
continue.
So I had a hosting plan.
Yep.
And then I just had domains. So I had my domains set up to point to various other companies, right? Because I had changed. I wasn't hosting with them anymore. So I thought, well, just, I registered the domains. I can just change the DNS, right?
Yep.
And that's normal. Every ISP, every GoDaddy, Namecheap, whatever. I've always
registrar is what we call them, right? The people that we register.
You have access to your DNS, and you could just change stuff and point and say, well, when you go to Shannon Jean, or in the case that happened this last week as a nonprofit that I help manage, you go to their website, it redirects to this other place.
Yeah.
Well, my hosting service ended.
Okay.
And Bluehost blew up every one of those DNS records.
Oh, wait. So they stopped hosting
the website,
your website, and then also stopped being your your master DNS?
They didn't stop the master DNS. They reset it to their defaults.
Oh, of course, because you stopped paying for their hosting service.
But I've never paid for hosting, and so maybe I'm in the wrong here. So you can check me. Maybe I'm in the wrong.
I could be a misunderstanding. I'm just some guy in a freezing cold studio. So
yeah, that's right. I've had domains registered, GoDaddy, Namecheap, whatever, and I never pay for hosting. But I use the DNS. I don't have a hosting plan.
I understand.
I use their DNS. So my thought, and if you're listening at home, playing along at home, you can tell me if I'm wrong at feedback@businessbrain.show. The hosting plans are separate from your domains and DNS.
That's generally how it is. You pay
not at Bluehost.
You pay the DNS to renew every year.
Yeah, renew every year. You're in control of your DNS.
As part of that, they give you the ability to manage DNS, but not at Bluehost or Eversite. Which one? Okay.
No, not at Bluehost. Eversite saved me. They were great. Bluehost fell apart. So I battled back and forth with them. Finally, okay, I have to transfer this domain out of Bluehost to get control of it again. And did you know that? And again, maybe my experience is different, but it takes 3 to 4 days for Bluehost to issue you a code to transfer your domain.
I really try hard not to swear when we do this show, but and I will refrain. Yes. But that's BS, Shannon.
Right?
That's
that
BS.
Code should be instant.
Instantaneous. Correct.
There is we don't want you to leave.
Yes.
And we want you to wait and change your mind. And that's ridiculous, dude.
But that's not we don't want you to leave. We want you to suffer.
Yes.
Because you're leaving.
I have been suffering because I eventually.
Oh yeah.
It's been, dude, I hit the ceiling. And I had to go register another domain so I could get back control of this web. It was brutal. And
right, because you couldn't even log in because there was nowhere to log in because you didn't have a domain pointed at it. Yeah, I got it. Okay,
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and every time I reached out to Bluehost to have help, their answer was, you need to buy a hosting package to manage. I said, no, I do not. And so we went round and around and around, and I will just say, they used to be amazing. They were very helpful maybe 3 years ago.
The economy has changed things.
Must have.
But, I mean, obviously,
I get it.
Things are softer currently.
It's not the people that were trying to help me. It's not their fault. Not at all. They're just trying to, hey, I'm typing in your chat. I'm trying to help you. But the policies that they have where you're not in control of your domains unless you have a hosting package with them. That's really what it comes down to.
You're right. No, that's
BS.
It should be separate. So I have a story that I want to share, but I'm not going to. In the interest of time and just keeping things positive.
My rant is done, and I'm a very positive person.
I will offer one of the most positive things I have found for hosting domains, registering domains, and that is Cloudflare. Cloudflare, it's a relatively new thing for Cloudflare. Only the last few years.
They're usually the domain protection type thing, right?
You can manage your DNS with them for free. And that's what I've been doing for a very long time. And I highly recommend that unless you have a specific reason not to use Cloudflare, as a default, I recommend you use Cloudflare to manage your DNS. Even if you register your domain with GoDaddy or Namecheap or somebody else, right?
I don't know how to do that. How do you...
You just sign up for a Cloudflare account, and they will walk you through making them the domain managers. Right.
No charge.
Correct. And Cloudflare's whole mission is to make the internet like fast, secure, private, like all that stuff. So they do a great job managing DNS. In fact, I would say probably 30% of the internet's DNS runs through Cloudflare anyway. So they're super fast and all that stuff.
That's great.
A few years ago, they added the ability to transfer your domains to them and have them be your registrar, and they don't mark that up much, if at all.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're one of the cheapest registrars, and now you can actually register new domains through them. So
I like it.
I've moved every one of my domains to Cloudflare, and I'll leave it positive.
Yeah, that's great. Put a link in the show notes. And
it's absolutely
and again, this is like if your business just went offline.
Yeah,
like this, and then I got a lot going on. I'm not going to.
Evidently, your rant wasn't over. But that's
I
okay.
know. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. But so I'm just trying to say the seriousness of it is your business goes offline and it takes you 3 days to get control of your website again.
No bueno.
They'd be unheard of.
No bueno.
So thank you for the tip. I'm going to move.
Check out Cloudflare. I'll put a link in the show.
Awesome.
Notes. Yeah. All right. Selling merch for my other podcasts and even my other businesses used to feel like trying to juggle flaming swords blindfolded. But then I started using our sponsor, Shopify, and now it's so smooth. It almost seems like Shopify is secretly reading my mind. They're not, but it's so good. Nobody does selling better. Shopify powers the #1 checkout on the planet. And with Shop Pay boosting conversions up to 50%, it's like having a virtual salesperson working 24/7. Except this one doesn't take coffee breaks or demand stock options. And hey, if Shopify could run my whole life, I'd probably let it. Maybe it could handle that secret underground moon base I've been planning. Anyway, upgrade your business and get the same checkout that I use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/businessbrain, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. Sometimes we get emails asking us how and why this show sounds so good. It's not magic. It's our sponsor, Rogue Amoeba. Their powerful Mac audio tools make producing this podcast possible and really helps us sound delicious. It's enjoyable. I use Audio Hijack to record and process every single episode. If I can hear it, Audio Hijack can record it. And now with their new Whisper AI-powered transcribe block, it even creates transcripts faster, more efficient, and all locally on my Mac. No cloud nonsense. Then there's Farrago, which runs our theme music and sound effects with the press of a button, because nothing says pro podcast like hitting a jingle at just the right time, right? You got to be able to do that. And Loopback, it's my secret weapon, routing audio between all apps like some kind of virtual switchboard operator from the 1940s, only way faster. And then off the mic on my non-podcast Mac, I'm using Sound Source to control the volume of every app and control the volume of those speakers that the Mac can't control the volume for. It makes it work. Look, if Rogue Amoeba made kitchen appliances, I'd probably have them running my blender by now. But until then, they've got your audio and mine covered. Visit macaudio.com/brain to grab free trials of everything and save 20% with code BRAIN through May. That's macaudio.com/brain. Level up your audio and start living that charmed life, folks. And our thanks to Rogue Amoeba for sponsoring this episode. Shannon, you reminded me earlier that of a thing I say all the time, which is that every business is in the customer service business. We were talking about it pre-show.
Yep.
And we were talking about it pre-show because you have something to add to that about everyone treating everyone, thinking of everyone as a customer.
Yeah. If you're an entrepreneur or if you're the business owner, your customer isn't just your people that pay you money for stuff. This concept is that I believe is everyone is a customer. Your employees, first of all, right? You're constantly trying to attract the best talent, And I remember we had Tech Defenders on years ago. The CEO or whoever, and they talked about all the effort they put into their social media and stuff to attract good talent, right? So your employees are definitely your customer. It's your job, part of your job, to create a place that they can thrive and be productive and do great things, but they're your customer. And I also think your suppliers are your customer, right?
Yes.
You by inverting the concept, the framework of this buyer or supplier client relationship, it really opens up opportunities for you. It saves you money because you get better deals, right? Because your relationships you have with these people, you treat them better. You just there's that law of reciprocity. You get more back. I guarantee if you have a great relationship with the supplier and things are constrained and you needed to get some,
you're going to have an easier time.
The person who's like cool and talk to, and they like you and they like to hear your voice. That's who's going to get, get good. And I think it's the same with the people that you hire, like your accountant, your bank, if you have a banker, your insurance guy, whoever, your attorney, they're your customers too. If you help, I'm going to phrase this. You should be thinking of ways to help them. You should be thinking of ways that you can make their lives better. Because when you do that, it automatically makes them want to make your life better, right? They'll go the extra mile for you.
Yes. First of all, yes. And
thank you. That's our show today, folks.
That's it. Well, another way to think about this is, yes, they're all your customers, but one of the things you're really talking about here is attention, right? This is it's all an attention game, right? We want our customers' attention, right? For good reason. They're the people who spend money with our businesses. Yep. And in some ways it's easy to make our customers feel loved, right? We give them
that's our whole focus, right?
That's the whole focus, right? We give them products, or services that are valuable to them. You create things so that it's not a zero-sum game, right? That you can both win together. All of that stuff. That your business is hopefully your business is organized to do that. That's the focus. So
correct.
It's easy. I say it's easy. It's not always. It's not always easy. It's simple to come up with a way of running your business that's focused on the people that we'll call your actual customers, right? The people that spend money with you.
It's the default.
It's the default. But what's not the default is what you're talking about here, and that is getting vendors to give you their attention, to choose to give you their attention. Maybe best said, to want to give you their attention.
Yeah.
And yes, you're spending money with them, but presumably you are not their only client. Right.
Correct.
And so it was as you were talking about attorneys, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is it. Because sometimes I'm fighting to get my attorney's attention.
Right. That's right.
And I understand why. I'm not always their biggest client. In fact, I kind of don't.
You don't want to be. You don't want to be your attorney's biggest client. No, let's get that out there.
But then even though I'm, hopefully a small fish to my attorney, when I call him or text him, I want attention quickly. And how do you do that? Well, the day that you need the attention, it's too late. Right?
Yeah,
it's too late.
Correct.
So it's paving that path, being kind, and there's nothing in here that's maliciously manipulative, right?
No,
manipulation gets a bad rap, right?
It's persuasion.
It's persuasion. It's just being kind to them and understanding that they're humans and you're a human and relating with them and all of those things. And if you can do that on a regular basis, then, there are times, the nice part is that, and I say this is the nice part, it's really not. If you need attention from one of your suppliers, like an attorney or something like that, and they're not giving it to you, at some point you do get the opportunity to have what people call the come to Jesus conversation. Like, hey, I need you. I understand I'm not your only client, but I am one of your clients, right? You can do that. And you can guilt them a little bit into getting back on track. And that's fine. And that is a card to play at times. But if that's the only card you're ever playing, it's exhausting and it's not going to work.
Yeah. And it's not that you want to do this stuff because you should enjoy it too. If you have some vendor, supplier, accountant attorney that's a jerk, I don't want to do business with them, so I won't. No. I'm going to move, and I'm going to find somebody that meshes with who I am, and who values the time I put into the relationship. And you want them to think of, oh, I'm going to call Dave. I got to call Dave back. Not, who's this guy? What business are we talking about? Oh, I got to call this guy. That doesn't work. No. So, you
want them to miss you. When when you don't have business for them. Yeah.
Yes. You should call these people or email them. I don't know, whatever, some sort of regular basis. It's great to talk to your attorney, to your accountant when you don't need anything.
When you're not on the clock. Yeah.
I just wanted to check. Hey, I just want to check in. Thank you. So-and-so. I do this with my accountant after, it's like, hey, Shin she manages our account with my accountant. And he's maxed out, doesn't have time. But I like, when we get together, it's great. But I always follow up and say, man, she did a great job. She helped me out with this question. She took care of this. I'm not an easy client. I have 50 plates spinning in the air and paperwork dropping snowflakes that are too late and not enough time. And she always comes through for us. And I always just email my accountant. It's like, hey, thank you so much. She did it. Yeah, I'm paying for the service, but you just recognize that. So flip the script. And I would say you should teach your employees this concept too, is that the UPS driver, when they roll up to your warehouse, if you have that kind of business, you want them to know you. You want them to know your warehouse guys. You want them to talk about the football game from the last weekend, because you know what? If a package shows up or something happens, you want that guy's phone number, not the UPS 800 number.
No.
You want to call Larry in the big brown truck and say, Larry, I was supposed to have this package and it says it's this, but it doesn't. And Larry says, hey, you know what? I saw it. It's sitting. I'm going to go drive back and pick it up for you guys.
I got it.
I'll see you at 3:00. And because Larry knows if he shows up Fridays at 1:00, you're going to feed him. Right? Because you're barbecuing in the parking lot or whatever. You make those people's lives better all around you. Whoever interacts with your business, their lives should be impacted in a positive manner. Not just your clients, not just your customers that are paying you money, but everybody around you. And when you do that, you can come back and send us an email at feedback@businessbrain.show and tell us, because I know the results because I did it. I've done it. I do it. And it works.
It's the way to do it.
And everybody thinks highly of you and they value your relationship more. So check it out. Absolutely. Let us know how it works for you.
Thanks, folks. Like he said, feedback@businessbrain.show. And keep living that charmed life, would you? And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the show. It's good. We got more episodes. We'll have another one on Friday. Yep.